Hey there, garden friends. It's Heather at Bush Poppy Farm. Today, we're planting up pots for the seating area. So I have a number of pots that I'm planting up for this area. This morning, we're doing 2 of these. They flank the entrance way, and I'll show you a backed up version of it once we get them both planted. But these have a different take than what I originally had designed them for, which was going to be up at the entrance to the garden along the pathway, but it's very sloped there, and I knew it was going to be a challenge to keep them looking good. So here is a nice flat level area. They clearly mark the entrance to the seating area, which is what I'm going for. And with the brick pathway here, and then I will have Birdie's beds along this side. I have some in the back, which will be a different video when we plant them up. And that will mark out all of the space in the seating area, so it will be very clear to people where the boundaries are. Also, it's for safety because there's a steep drop off here and there's a pretty unhealthy drop off in the back too. So that's for safety as well. So for these containers, very simple. These are looking a little rough because I left them in the greenhouse for a month and a half in their little 4-inch pots, and they definitely... Echinacea is funny. It can be really drought tolerant once you get it established, but when it's in a little pot, it dries out really quick and gets super wilty, and then, you know, lots of brown leaves. So this one's got some brown leaves and stuff, but that's okay. It'll get better. And because it's a perennial, it will come back year after year, and I will just leave it in this pot, and I'll just switch out some of the annuals that I have in here. So annuals to be putting in here. This is Lysimachia. It's a little droopy because it got hot in the greenhouse yesterday, but it'll be just fine. This one can be perennial here in our zone, so I just have to see. Sometimes it gets out of control and takes over a whole container, so you know, I'll decide whether I want to keep it or not. Probably in the spring. I'll probably leave these until the spring, take out what is no longer working, or keep it, because this lobelia here can also be a perennial in this area. And so, you know, we'll just see how it goes. And maybe I'll like this design combination, and maybe I'll want to change it up with different colors. So we'll see. But this one is going to be our spiller. It's going to go in the front of the pot like that. And then these lobelia, I've got only 6 because I'm going to put 3. They can get big, and you see they have nice root systems here. So these are going to go on the sides and the back. And so it'll look a little sparse right now, but it will fill in. So that's going to be the design. Same exact thing is going to be mirrored over here on the other one. So let me go on and get these planted up. Okay, so here's the backed up view from the walkway, the stepping stone walkway. These containers, as I said, marking the outside boundaries of the entrance. I would also like to get a cattle panel hoop to go over here, but it's basically about, cattle panels aren't expensive, but at this point it's about transportation because they are 16 feet long and I don't have a way to transport them here, and no one delivers cattle panels. So that's coming. Tomorrow, we're going to be planting up these Birdie's beds. These are the metal 6-in-1 raised beds. I was going to do it today, but I forgot to bring my irrigation system line with me. So I might come back out later this afternoon if I can squeeze in the time. Anyway, I have plants for this. There's going to be an irrigation line run from the main line there against the greenhouse, under the gravel, up underneath the edge of the bed, into the bed, and then we'll have sprinkler irrigation, those little bubblers, for these beds. And then I'll do the identical beds, same color, only these will be the 8-in-1s, so they're a little longer to do this edge here. Those are on their way. They should be coming in the next couple days, and I can put them together. Those will also be planted up. They will also be irrigated, but their irrigation will come from the main line that's over here. So it's on a different a different valve, but that's okay. It's no big deal. As long as they get water, they get water. So I'll plant those with, the majority will be perennials, and then I'll do like I did here. I will pop in annuals here and there to change it up throughout the course of the year. But it will mostly be perennials so that we can really get things going in here and they'll look nice and established. One more plan for the year. This spot here, which is kind of in a V between the net and the stepping stones, this nice little triangle here, which actually goes a little further down. I am planning to make this into a cutting perennial bed, to look kind of like that. They won't be exact because that has different stuff in it that, you know, I can cut if I want, and there's some veggies and stuff. But this one is going to be more of a cutting garden, and so I'm going to have pathways through there so I can get in and out. So it won't be row crops, but it will be things that I can cut for bouquets, and I think that it could be really interesting. Maybe do peonies there. We'll see. I have a bunch of peonies coming this fall. So I'm still planning on the design for that, but I did just get, I'm going to pick them up tomorrow, 100 bricks to put out here as edging for these garden beds. I've been wanting to do one over here for a long time, and basically what's there now is just stuff that I found around here, rocks and stuff. So they will be uniform, edged in brick, both of these beds, and I think it'll look nice. And so that was not an expensive thing. What's going to be expensive is compost, but this is okay. I mean, this ground is super hard, but I'll do exactly like I did over here and just fill it with compost so that I can plant into it. I will probably use the tiller on it to break it up because it's very rocky, much more so than this area over here. So I'll probably use the tiller to break it up, and then I'll put the compost on top along with some amendments to, you know, treat the soil. And then this fall, we can start planting in there, fall and spring. I'm growing a bunch of stuff in the greenhouse right now that can come in here in this new area once we get it established and set up. But most of what we'll be growing in here, like I said, will be for cuts. And so I'm really looking forward to that. Speaking of cuts, look at these sunflowers. So enjoying them. They're a little more open than I would like for bouquets right now, so some of them won't be going to customers. But these ones that are just starting to open will be perfect going to my customers. So when they get my bouquets, it's not going to be a big wow factor right when they open them, but these sunflowers will open for them in the vase. And look, the first dahlia has popped. So those are coming along too, which is great. So these sunflowers will stay. Here's another one getting ready to go. These sunflowers will start, I'll be harvesting them, and then the canopy will be gone and the dahlias will really take off. The other thing that's starting to come on are the zinnias, which is awesome. However, those are still super short stems. So I might just grab those, I'll just pop them off. Basically, that's another pinch. They're just too short to use in bouquets or even in vases at this point. But the more I pinch them, the more they will produce. And so even though this section was already pinched, it could use another one. And the liatris. These are also going to be harvested this week. They're all over the garden. They're so pretty. So they're going in bouquets for the customers as well. So there'll be plenty of stuff to harvest this week for my customers, which I'm really happy about. And things are coming along. The stuff in the home garden is still bursting. The snapdragons just still keep producing. So that's really exciting. It is almost mid-July and I've still got snapdragons, lots of them. So this was an experiment. I'd never grown them before. I wanted to see how long can I get them to go. And, you know, every summer's different, of course, in terms of heat, but these are producing way longer than I ever expected. And so it is such a blessing to have this space so that I can have my summer stuff going and not have to rip out things from spring that are still giving me lots and lots of stems. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you come up with your own plans for containers, please let me know. I'd love to see photos. Container gardening is really fun, and it can be really fun if you like to change things up all the time and don't like a permanent situation. That's why I enjoy container gardening. So have a great time in your garden, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.